Hello guys, welcome to another video on the Code Angle YouTube channel, and today I'll be showing us how we can create a background image, a moving background image using just HTML and CSS. As you can see from the browser, we have a background image that is moving from top to bottom. So this is what we'll be building today, and I'm going to be showing you how it's been done using the art keyframes CSS to animate this particular background image. You should note that this image as well as the source code is going to be in the description below. So without wasting further time, let's get started. So first thing I'm gonna do is to show you what I have here already. As you can see, I have an index.html file as well as a style.css file. Now I also have the images folder in which the image you can see in the browser previously is being displayed. I got this image from pixabay.com. You can check out the website. It is where you can find most of the free images you can download online, and I've been using them for a very long time, so they are a platform I highly recommend if you need any form of free images you want to use for your website. So the next thing we need to do is to write out the HTML. We already linked the CSS file, as you can see, in our HTML. So what I'm going to do is to create a div. In fact, what we'll be needing is two divs. So the first div is going to have a class called moving, while the second div is going to have a class called moving bg. So this is all that will be needed to get started in the aspect of the HTML. The rest will be done by the CSS. So let me save that, and then let's head over to the style.css to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to set a global styling, which is going to have a margin of 0 as well as a padding of 0. Then our HTML and body is going to get styled also, and they are going to have a height of 100%. Then the moving class we have in our HTML here is the next thing we need to style. So I'm going to write that out, and the position is going to be fixed. And then we set the height and the width. Yes, the height is going to be 100% so that it will take the full length of the page as well as the width. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, I have two things to do next. The next two things I want to do is to add the keyframes that allows us to add animation to our CSS, and also to style the moving and moving bg classes. So I want to do the keyframes first. So to do that, let me call the keyframes, and then I'm going to call it moving. So here we are going to have something called transform property as well as translate property. So what the transform property does is it helps us to apply a 2D or 3D transformation to an element. That is, it allows us to rotate, to scale, to move, and do so many other things to a particular element in the CSS. That's what the transform does. On the other hand, the translate methods moves an element from its current position, that is maybe from a y-axis to an x-axis, which is exactly what we are doing if you look at the final project I showed you at the beginning of this video. So that's exactly what we are doing here. So let's get started on that. So the transform property is going to have a translate method y, which is going to take in 0, and then from that is going to take in another transform property, which is going to take in a translate of y also, but this time is going to take a negative value of 300 px. So this is all we need to do in the animation. Then finally, what we have to do is to style the moving class as well as the moving background. This is where we are going to add the image which will be displayed on the CS on the browser. So the first thing we do is to give it a box sizing of content box. So what the content box does is it gives the default CSS box sizing behavior, that is the height and the width. The values that we apply is going to be applied to the width and the height of the elements only. So that's what the content box does. And then let's give it a padding bottom of 300 px, and also a position of absolute. It's also going to take an height and a width of 100%, height 100%, width 100%, and then the background image. This is where we call the background image. I can type background image. So the background image is going to be called from the URL, which is going to be, we're going to go one level up and then call the 3.jpg image, and then the background size is going to be cover. And then finally we call the animation. So the animation property is going to take the moving keyframe we named below, as well as the time it's gonna take to move the image. Then we're gonna give it a linear and infinite. So this is going to make our background image to move. So this is all it takes. So let me save that and then let's open it in the browser using live server to see the results. As you can see on the browser, we have a moving background image which was implemented using the at keyframes feature and the transform and translate properties and method in Java, in in CSS rather. So that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, also click on the notification button so you'll be aware of anytime when I create a new tutorial on YouTube. So that's the best support I can receive, your like and subscribe. So thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you again soon. Bye.